the Yes We Can podcast. Today I have Amelia on from All Things Elderberry. Thank you for coming on.
Hi, thanks for having me.
How are you?
I'm great.
Good. So we're going to talk about elderberry today, among many other things. Amelia is a local St. Louis mom.
Yep.
Yes,
20 years.
20 years. Yeah, where are you from?
I grew up in New York, and then my husband got a job out here, and he's like, let's go for 2 years, and that was in 2003. And here we are.
I mean, I don't.
St. Louis.
We were just talking about St. Louis, how it's the biggest small town I've ever been exposed to.
It just sucks you in.
Like, there's everyone says, oh, there's a 1 degree of separation.
Yeah.
Less. Not in St. Louis. In fact, yesterday, Amelia was at my hairdresser's.
Oh, okay.
In my hairdresser's, our hairdresser's seat, and sent me a picture. I'm like, of course you get your hair done by my hair lady.
Of course. And she's like, don't tell anybody who I am. She's like, I'm too full.
Oh, yeah, she is full. She's not taking anyone else. I know. So funny. So anyway, okay. We've been talking on and off for years now. I can't even remember why we initially...
You were doing a kangaroo workout class or something.
Yes.
And I don't know.
Yeah, kangaroo jump. I think I was looking for giveaways.
Oh, yeah.
During COVID.
Yes, that's right. During COVID.
I do teach kangaroo jump boots. I'm certified. That's why we have them here at the club. So we host my podcast here. This is an entrepreneur club here in St. Louis, for those of you that are listening. We have a gym here. And so I actually brought my boots here. You should take a class.
I know, I need to try it.
I've
never tried it.
It's a riot. Rebounding, it's ridiculous, but it is so fun and such a good workout. And you guys know, those of you that follow me, I'm all about anything and everything we can do to lead a healthier, happier life. And adding some fun into your workout. So again, I got certified during COVID because we were doing workouts outside. So I was doing boot camps, kangaroo jumper boot classes, and like doing giveaways just for fun. So anyway, I think that's how we initially, I found you through somebody, and then anywho. So here we are today.
Yeah, years later.
Years later, and your business is doing so well.
It's been fun. Yeah, it's been fun building it.
Yeah, and it just got into some of the grocery stores around?
Yeah, we're Fresh Time nationally.
Nationally,
all 70 stores. Got into a big distributor and working on opening up more distribution centers.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear about how this all got started.
Oh, just one of those dumb accidents you just don't really expect. I used to actually produce photo shoots for a living. Did that for about 10 years and then started having kids. Okay. And so you can't really travel. And so I was having a lot of health issues. I was diagnosed with Crohn's when I was a kid.
Okay.
So, and by the time I started having kids, I was like, oh no, this is not great. I was still getting sick. I was in and out of the hospital still.
Oh, no.
Just
with Crohn's?
With Crohn's. Yeah, I had a flare up when I was pregnant with my son. And all they were willing to give me was more steroids, more Remicade. There was no other solutions. We'll just give you an extra dose. We'll up some steroids. And that's when I kind of started panicking. I was like, oh my God, what am I doing to the baby? Is there any long-term studies, how this is going to affect? Well, they don't really know. And so then I went back to school for holistic nutrition and spent a couple of years studying and just started kind of tinkering in my kitchen, making stuff and working with some clients. And I realized people don't want to make stuff for themselves.
No, we don't.
They want to be healthy. They don't want to. They don't want to do the work.
No,
it's so much work. It's just a life, and it's not really actually. Once you get into the habits, it's fine. But it's changing your entire mentality, changing everything.
Absolutely, it's that mindset, and then
the whole thing.
Yeah. Where did you? So, what were you prior to having? What was your career?
I produced photo shoots.
Produced photo shoots.
Okay. Producer.
And then you went to holistic. Where'd you go to?
I went to Bowman College.
Bowman.
So it's they have actually on-site campuses on the West Coast. I did their online program. So it's a holistic cooking school and holistic nutrition.
Amazing.
So I spent 3 years doing that program, and I really just did it for myself because I was like, I need to figure this out. Yeah. At that point, I started doing all kinds of things.
Yeah.
I mean, you went to shamans and tapping, and you did everything.
Yeah.
I tried everything
to feel better. I totally get it.
I just want it to be better. I was constantly sick
instead of just medications and.
Well, I just couldn't. I didn't have the energy. There were some days where I was literally laying on the bathroom floor.
Yeah.
You can't live like that.
Right.
And when you're that desperate, you will do anything.
And I think there's a lot of people that go through that. And you're just kind of, you surrender. You're like, I don't know.
I'll do anything.
Anything.
Yeah. And then you're like, and then once you start learning a little bit, you're like, what?
I know.
You get mad.
Yeah.
Because you're like, how did nobody tell me any of this stuff?
Right.
But now we have the internet and now we can do some research. So I started making elderberry for me because I was on Remicade, which is a really pretty intense immune suppressant medication.
Okay.
And I was constantly sick, like flu. I even had something called folliculitis constantly, which was like a hair follicle infection.
Yeah.
So just constantly. So then I was on more antibiotics because
Right.
I had all these infections.
Right.
And I almost died from the flu shot. Like, got a really bad reaction to it. My mom had to come. Like, I had little kids at this point, and I was like half unconscious for like days. So I was okay. Then I started researching, the flu shot. And once you start, then I'm like, okay, I'm not doing that again.
Not doing the flu shot or doing the research?
The flu shot.
Okay. I was like, because you can absolutely go. Here's the other thing. There's so much information online.
Yes.
And so you can go down a rabbit hole.
Yes.
And I try to bring experts on here who have, who really truly know and are specialists in that area. So we can kind of clear up,
But some people react to it. Like, I already know I react to it.
Yeah.
So for me, that was off the table.
Right.
And some people don't react to it.
Right.
But if you already reacted to it, like, I'm not doing that again.
Right, of course.
And so then I just started researching what else can I do for my immune system. I needed something. And I just came across an article about elderberry. And the more I started digging in, I was like, oh my gosh, Missouri is like leading the way in commercial elderberry farming. We have hundreds of acres of elderberries growing here. Missouri University is very involved. They have a $5 million grant they're working with right now for elderberry.
What?
It's insane. So I was able to actually source fresh berries. I didn't have to buy like dried European berries. I found a farmer, got fresh berries. I have a beekeeper that I work with, got some local honey, and just made some elderberry syrup on my stove for my family. And I gave it out to the moms at the bus stop, just like being nice, just, well, here's some elderberry syrup, And one of my neighbors was like, oh, there's like a Facebook group, Crafton St. Louis, you can post it. I think people are looking for it on there. And I did. And I had like 300 people message me.
Stop it.
And I was like, I don't even have a pot big enough to make this. Like, where am I doing?
Come on.
I know. That was it. It was like, okay, if that many people off one post have even interest in it, I'm not saying that all 300 people bought, but
I mean,
there was enough interest.
So can you explain, what is it about elderberry?
So the studies show, well, first of all, let's go back thousands of years.
Okay.
Elderberry has been around forever. Hippocrates, the father of medicine, said elder is the medicine chest. I found like some old book that's out of print, and they use this plant for everything. They use the leaves, the stem, the flower, everything. We just typically think about the berry.
Right.
So the berry nowadays in modern times has been studied for immune support, antiviral. So studies have shown that it is kind of like a Tamiflu. It will lower the viral load. So if you can catch it at onset, like if you are not feeling well and you start taking our elixir every 2 to 3 hours at onset of symptoms, it will significantly lower the duration and severity. But besides that, it's also really high in lots of vitamins, it's got potassium, iron in it, very high in antioxidants. And we combine ours with ginger, cinnamon, clove, and local honey. So you're kind of getting like a synergistic anti-inflammatory, antiviral, antibacterial kind of load in.
Yeah. So we've been taking it because you gave me an elixir.
Yeah.
So me and my children have been taking it every morning.
Good.
But I feel like I should have been, because we're just getting over the flu.
Okay.
I feel like I should have been taking it more frequently. I just didn't know how frequent.
So it's a tablespoon a day for just your daily regular support, like throughout the year.
Yeah.
People who have other problems like chronic sinus, chronic inflammation, chronic, bronchitis, they take it daily all the time.
Yeah.
Other people just take it in season, like a tablespoon a day during cold and flu season. If you start to not feel well, like some people only take it when they're sick. Some people just keep a bottle in their pantry and wait till they get sick. Because when you get sick, you want to take it every 2 to 3 hours at onset.
Okay, good.
You really want to load it in. So if I gave you a bottle and you have how many people in your house? 4. So that should have been gone like in a week, basically, because it's a tablespoon a day for just immune support.
Okay.
For everybody. So if you're taking it once a week.
Yeah.
I mean.
Right.
And then,
I mean, we take it every day, but I don't know if it's almost gone.
Yeah.
But okay. Wow, this is crazy. So let me wasn't there something about with your children? You had how many kids do you have?
I have 2. I have a 15-year-old boy and a 13-year-old girl.
Okay. And you have them take it as well?
Constantly, yeah. And they're really good about it too, because they know, like, they're really active in sports.
Yeah.
And they don't want to miss stuff. Like for them, it's a big deal. Like my daughter does competitive cheer.
She does. For who?
For ice.
Oh my gosh, my girls are just gonna start
at ice.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Tumbling.
Yeah, we can talk about that later.
Yeah,
I got all the scoop on that.
Okay, yeah.
So she can't miss. If she misses the whole team, like they're not allowed to miss. Like you could be dying and you have to be there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So she's like, they're on it.
Really?
Yeah.
So does the whole team have? Do you like send this?
I do give like our teams. Usually, I give them a good discount. I'm like, just
Yeah.
here you go, here you go.
Yeah.
So it's been great. Yeah.
Amazing. Okay. And you just got in a bunch of. Do you have any like stories? Do people like any?
I have crazy stories.
Yeah.
So
Tell us a few.
some of the most stories I get are chronic sinus issues.
Okay.
So people who have chronic sinus who ends up turning into infections.
Okay.
Those are the ones I hear probably the most,
Okay.
where it breaks that that cycle. So I had a mom, I was in Jefferson City the other day doing a holiday market there, and some mom came up to me and she's like, and I had a bunch of people around, so I love it when this happens. They're like, she's like, elderberry saved my son's life. And I was like, tell us the story. I'm like, love it. And she said that he was just one of those kids that was constantly on a nebulizer.
Yeah.
Constantly. He was constantly had RSV, constantly in the hospital. And she said somebody said to her, give him elderberry. And she did it for 2 years. And she said he doesn't take it anymore. Like it just like
the nebulizer.
Yeah, he just he doesn't take elderberry anymore either, only when he's sick now. He was doing it constantly for like 2 years.
Yeah.
And she said it got him out of that cycle. Like it just strengthened his immune system enough that he was able to get over whatever it was that was causing all of that. Chronic bronchitis, people, pneumonia. I had a woman chase me down in a parking lot one day when I was doing a delivery. She's like, is this your product? And she said every year without fail, she had like severe pneumonia. And just since she started taking the elixir regularly, it just stopped happening.
Come on.
Seriously. But these are the people that are consistent. Same thing with your rheumatoid arthritis, which is not something that I like ever marketed it for.
Right.
But we just had so many, especially older people. And again, those were not really my target market. I was going for moms with kids.
Yeah.
Trying to keep your kid in school, keep your kid in sports, like keep the family healthy. And the older community really started coming at me with inflammation.
Okay.
Because they're like, could this be helping my inflammation? This is the only thing I added. And I'm like, well, I've heard it like a million times. So I'm guessing, well, there's ginger in it. The elderberry is anti-inflammatory. So the consistent use of it is lowering inflammation in the body.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like this like little secret, what do you call it? Like a secret, I don't know, silver bullet almost. I mean, it's like, not that it's too good to be true, but kind of, right? Like, I always talk about eating things from the ground, fueling your body with things from the ground. Like I believe, whether you believe in God or whatever you believe in, like he provides, the universe, whoever, provides what our body needs.
Absolutely.
We are the ones that are manufacturing.
Well, we're created of the same stuff.
Right.
We are the same. We're all, if you believe that everybody is united in one.
100%.
So everything is the same. And that's what our bodies know how to process. They know it's information, right? It's all energy and information.
Right.
And I know this is probably like my own theory, but the elderberry plant is like, it's really hard to kill. So the way it grows, it shoots out. Yeah. And then it just keeps going and going and going, and it kind of roots in. And so when you try to kill it, like you would have to kind of just get all of it. Like I've worked with the farmer who was selling his land and wanted to get rid of it. And he had to end up having to dig a lake. Because he's like, I can't get rid of this.
Stop it.
Yeah, he I'm just digging a lake. Because he was selling the property. He's like, I can't get rid of these elderberry plants. And even if you mow them down, they'll just come back even bigger and stronger. Seriously. So it's like an energetic thing as well. Yeah. Like they're and blueberries are like that too. Yeah. It's just such an energetic plant that it fills you with that same light and energy and crystals. It's just.
Oh my gosh, I love this. All right, so can you walk us through like some of your products?
Yeah, absolutely.
And what, again, they can go on your website or.
Yes, allthingselderberry.com.
Allthingselderberry.com, and you ship everywhere.
Nationwide, yeah. And we do have a lot of local stores in St. Louis that sell our product too. So obviously we talked about Fresh Time, but we do have a lot of independent retailers, like a lot of the health food stores, fruit stands.
And this is just blown up. You made this in a pot in your
I was selling it out of the back of my car. And I was like meeting up in Kirkwood at the Chipotle parking lot. Yeah. And one day my husband's like, I'm going to follow you and just see what you're doing. And we're from New York, right? Yeah. So he's like, are you insane? He's like, you're here at the same time every single Saturday collecting cash. He's like, you're going to be murdered. And I was like, oh, I didn't think of that.
Maybe I should get like some sort of like.
I was like, I didn't think of that.
Yeah. And we're not in New York anymore, honey, but still, we are in St. Louis.
Yeah. And then so I just went to a local health food store. And I was like, I'm selling this like across the street from you in the parking lot. Like I can sell it, do you want? And so the woman was amazing. And she was like, well, put a label on it, like get a real kitchen. Like, there are rules.
Who was it?
It was Optima Nutrition Elena. Okay. Do you know her on St. Charles?
I've heard of her.
She actually just has a new place called Specialty Foods. But yeah, she was like, so she's like, oh, I love local stuff. I love this kind of like, you know, once I told her how I was making, what I was doing, she was really open to it and just gave me some really good advice.
Amazing.
And she said, go do that and then come back. And I did. And she put it in her store. She was the first one.
So St. Louis.
Yeah, she's awesome.
I love this. Okay, so tell us more.
So this is the elixir.
Okay.
And it is, I don't make it on my stove anymore.
Well, fine.
I do source from a lot of local farms. So there's 15 different farms that we pull from that goes into like one processing facility that's juiced for us. The berries are organic. I cannot really say that this is an organic product because the farmers will not do the paperwork. It's just
too much money. It's too much work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But everything is organic in the bottle.
Okay.
And so there's ginger, cinnamon, clove added to it. It's all whole ingredients. We don't use powder. And this is the elixir. It's our main product. It's the one that people just, I mean, we have a flu bundle online. This is the hero product.
Would be every day a tablespoon?
A tablespoon a day, yeah.
Even for children?
Well, it depends on the age. So we have some dosages
guidelines.
here. Like if you've no one under the age of 1, there's honey in here.
Right.
So we only use local honey. We don't sweeten this with any other sweetener at all. So if you are watching your sugar, this is also a great option because you're not getting like a syrup. You know? And that's why we call it an elixir because it's not thick and syrupy.
Yeah, no, it's not at all.
Very juicy. We juice the fresh elderberries.
And then if you are coming down with the cold or flu,
every 2 to 3 hours at onset. If you can catch it at onset, I mean, I've had people call me and be like, I thought you were kind of full of, you know what? I don't know if we can curse on this podcast, but they're like,
it's fine. People do. We just edit it out.
Okay. They're like, I thought you were kind of full, like, but like, how am I already better? I'm like, well, if you catch it at onset and you're on it, it's amazing.
I needed this information like 5 days ago.
I know.
I mean, I had
the elixir.
Okay. And then how much does this run?
It's typically about $25. It's about $28 on our website because we're trying not to compete with the local stores. We want you to go in the store, and buy from there.
Okay. Who do you have helping manage? Like, have you had a hire? Are you doing it all on your own?
I'm doing most of it on my own. I do have a friend that helps me part-time. It's a lot. I'm ready to start.
Now you're a mom running the business.
Don't ask. I'm a disaster.
Well, I mean, we're all disasters, but I just am amazed. It's just such a cool story.
Yeah. You know what? I've been lucky. I've been able to outsource some great, like I manufacture this in St. Louis. I have an amazing 3PL that I work with in St. Louis, a shipping company. They store everything for me. They ship everything for me. So I've been able to kind of bring in other companies in St. Louis. I work with a lot of St. Louis companies, like a marketing agency, a creative agency that help me,
Well, I walked into, I see it now everywhere. I walked into Salty Spa.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, what? That's so funny. It's like, I don't know. Like, it's awesome. So I went, okay, let's see what else. So elixir,
and then the gummies are probably your number 2 because it took me a couple of years to actually agree to make a gummy. Yeah. Because so many people are like, I buy a Chewy at Walmart. And I was like, you don't understand. It's so much better.
Yeah.
So I created a gummy as well that I think is a better version of a gummy than what you would get maybe just a regular store. Like it's sugar and tapioca, but it's an organic sugar. It's tapioca, so it's not as much sugar. There's no food coloring. There's no, corn syrup. So it's a better version of a gummy. It's delicious.
So maybe for kids.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, we say over the age of 4 because they're like a jujube kind of shape, so we don't want anybody choking on it.
Oh, okay.
So just be careful. Don't let your kid choke on those.
I always say chew, chew, chew.
Yeah, exactly. Chew it.
Okay, so there's gummy
and they have the zinc and vitamin C added to those as well.
Yeah, and it's 3 grams of sugar. So
it's not terrible.
Right. It's not terrible. Okay.
But that is, just for a different customer.
Gummies. Yep. Yeah. If you're a gummy gal or
this
girl.
Is our newer product. People are loving this. It is an organic elderberry honey. So just 2 ingredients, organic elderberries and organic honey.
Perfect.
It's delicious. It's great for sore throats. And we have it in 2 versions. So we have these awesome little honey straws.
Oh my God.
They're great stocking stuffers. And if you're the mom that's like, has to supply the snack for soccer or whatever, I mean, this is such a better option. Honestly.
And it's so easy to just.
It's so easy. It's fabulous. Yeah. And they're delicious. Just pop them open. And so it's the same thing.
Oh, my kids are going to go bonkers.
We've got jelly.
Okay.
And this is jelly. Okay, I mean, it's a jelly. It's just a better jelly.
For like peanut butter jelly?
Yes. For peanut butter jelly. It's just a better version of jelly. It's a locally made jelly. And we use a fruit-based pectin, organic, non-GMO sugar. And it's like 4 ingredients in the jelly. And it tastes like grape jelly. It's really, really good.
Come on.
It's delicious.
This is awesome.
It's a great swap. So the whole whole mission is bringing the elderberry plant back into people's medicine cabinets and kitchens. not just thinking about it for elderberry syrup. Like, it's a great plant. Missouri is really like, the farmers are converting a lot of farms. Like, we need to support the farming community.
Yes.
You know, it's a big deal for Missouri. So
awesome.
Yeah.
I'm like geeking out over this.
Yeah.
This is so great.
And then this is one of my favorites. I am a chai fan.
Okay.
So we have 2 teas. We have an elderberry green tea. I just have the chai with me here. We have an elderberry green tea and then an elderflower chai tea.
Interesting.
And so I have them made in Missouri as well. The
Lovely.
tea bags themselves have no microplastics, non-toxic tea bags. They are not dipped in chlorine. Like, tea bags are some of the most toxic things on the planet. If you are a tea drinker, like, you should know what tea bag you're using. And even some of the bigger companies that you think are awesome are not.
What do they put in tea bags?
They're just dirty bags. Like, there's microplastics in the bag. So this is made out of a soy lawn. It's called like a corn-based fiber. So it's totally biodegradable. There's no plastic in it.
There's plastic. Oh my gosh, you guys. It just keeps
I know. I ruin stuff for everybody.
No,
my husband's always like, stop ruining everything.
We're not ruining everything, right? It's just like the knowledge is power, right? And then you have to make your choice with your buying power. I keep saying that during this last voting series. It's like series, whatever you want to call it. Let's put it gently. It's like you guys vote with your money.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
Spend your money, on the products that aren't filled with all the junk.
Yeah, and you know what? I've always wanted to just go on like social media and rant. I haven't yet, but I want to.
You want to?
Yes, I do.
Go ahead.
The entire grocery world is a mafia.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just run like the mafia. It's like, if you're not Coca-Cola and you're not, somebody like that, it's almost impossible to survive. Like, for me to get my products into supermarkets, I need a broker, I need a distributor, I need 7,000 people touching it. They want marketing dollars, they want cash. Like, so anytime it goes on sale and it scans, like, I get a bill. You
get a bill?
I get a bill. Absolutely. They're called chargebacks. So you don't make money. It's like there's funny stories we've had amongst ourselves, like companies that are like mine. It's like, oh yeah, at the end, I just got a bill. So when you love stuff, just make sure to go get it. Or like, I use like that plant toilet paper, whatever, like, I put it on subscription. So my coffee's on subscription. The things that I truly love that I don't see in grocery stores, I put them on subscription because I understand why they're not in grocery stores. Look into that one day. It's a whole thing.
Interesting.
And we need grocery stores. And I think the problem is that there's too many regulations. There's too many obstacles for them as well. Like, they need to pay for their shelf space. Like, I'm not dogging our grocery stores. I know they need to make money and survive as well. I think it's just the whole system, the way it's set up. It's like, you have to work with one distributor, and that distributor has whatever rules they want, because they know if you want to be in that store, you have no choice but to go through them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So go straight to the source, right? I mean, but Fresh Time is okay?
They're all okay. Yeah, they're all okay.
Yeah.
Yes, we definitely do. But I'm just saying, like, understand that, don't only buy when it's on sale. Try to support the brands that are actually doing good. And that goes with all the brands. Like, look at the ingredients, look what's in there, look look up the brand, and if you want good stuff in your food, then we're the ones responsible for doing that. All of us as consumers, it's on us, because otherwise we're not going to get it. There's no incentive for a company to put high quality products, make it small batch, get it. There's no reason for it. Like, we don't make money. It's crazy. And if somebody would have told me that maybe when I started.
But that's why it's good for all of us to know, because not a lot of, what you've done is really admirable. And you're a small company, right? You're a mom. I love promoting moms, but this is the kind of information that we need to know, and I've been ordering from Fed by the Farm.
Oh, I love it.
Which is a St. Louis farm, getting our eggs and meat and that kind of stuff from farms.
Yeah, perfect.
I think it's really important to know where your food comes from.
It's really important. I mean, you have to talk to the people, because even when it says like grass fed or grass finished, sometimes it's not exactly like you think it is. They're just like dumping grass in the stall. You know what I mean? You can go down in those rabbit holes and find out all kinds of gross information. So you don't want to make yourself crazy. Obviously you just want to eat real food, the cleanest it can be, and don't become nuts. But definitely the only way to change what we're seeing and get our kids off soda and just buy the better products, spend the little bit of extra money. Eventually it will have to balance out.
Right. And what I always say too is, if you're buying the things that are fueling your body, it may cost a few more dollars, but it's actually providing nutrients to your body. So long-term, from a health standpoint. 100%. So what about cancer? Has there been any studies on elderberry and cancer, or, treatments, chemotherapy, that kind of thing?
Yeah, so there's been some studies for elderberry and brain tumors.
Oh my goodness.
So, and that's actually part of the study that Missouri University is doing for the brain. So they've learned that elderberry can cross the blood-brain barrier. They are just trying to figure out like
Interesting.
how much. So somebody came up to me at an event. I go to do a lot of events, and that's kind of where I meet a lot of people. And one guy said that, he was in a trial and they were using elderberry for brain tumor.
Glioblastoma, or?
It wasn't a glioblastoma. It was just a tumor.
Okay.
They were trying to figure it out.
Non-cancerous, or?
A non-cancerous tumor.
Okay.
And they are going to now bring it into, from my understanding, into more cancerous trials.
Yeah.
But what Missouri University is doing, they are studying it for Alzheimer's and dementia. So they know that since it can get in there, like, can it start breaking down any of that buildup in the brain? And what is it doing for prevention? So they're in the middle of the study. Don't have,
Right.
I don't know what the
But
outcome
it's
is.
interesting that there's enough information that would, encourage a study, basically.
Right, because it's so high in antioxidants, anti-inflammatory, and antiviral. And we don't even know everything. I mean, no one is funding, like, how many, it's like pharmaceutical companies, there's funding for these drugs.
Drugs, yes.
There's not a lot of funding for a berry. That's why it's exciting that Missouri University has this grant.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
Awesome. Oh my goodness. I mean, I could talk about this all day. This is awesome. So allthingselderberry.com.
Yes.
You have a Facebook, an Instagram.
Yeah, all the things.
All the things.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Oh,
TikTok.
I know, I'm trying.
I've been avoiding my
Don't
TikTok.
make fun.
Yeah. Oh gosh, no. I'm such an amateur. I really am.
I am too.
But, at the end of the day, I feel called to share information like this. And obviously you feel called to now have a business and share it with the world, essentially.
Yeah. It's like when you struggle with something always comes out of it because you're looking for other things. If anybody was like,
you're going to own an elderberry company someday.
like, I don't even know what an elderberry is.
Yeah, exactly.
How is that going to happen? Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a couple questions before we end the show.
Okay.
First, if there's something someone has said to you in your life that stuck with you, that maybe has changed the course of your life or the way you think about things, what would that be?
I guess listen to your intuition. Trust that voice. Like, if you hear what, your body is saying to you and you don't listen, it's just going to keep saying it louder and louder. And that's a lot of health stuff. Like,
yes.
I feel like that's the sooner you start kind of really listening to what your body's saying, the better it'll be in the long run.
Yeah. Awesome. Anything you want to leave our audience with? Any suggestions, comments, any takeaways from today?
I think this is an exciting time. Like, I feel like we should have really good energy. I feel like our energy and our mindset and what we're putting out in the world is more important than what we think. And I feel like if everyone just, is happy and takes care of themselves and of each other and their communities, the whole world will be better.
My gosh, that's amazing and beautiful. I just was having this conversation with my buddy Aaron, who owns he's part owner in a cold plunging sauna.
Love that. Yeah.
Company called Plunge 3D. Have you done it here yet?
No.
Oh my gosh.
I've done it at Salty Spa.
Yeah. Which I need to go see Dane at Salty Spa again. Anyway, I was just talking to him about if we all are a little bit healthier.
Yeah.
If we all focus on what we're putting in our body, what we're doing with our time, our energy, our money, even just a little bit, our world will change.
Just the whole thing shifts.
Everybody's just a little bit. So thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me and letting me share.
What an honor. I'm so excited. Go to All Things Elderberry. Again, she's on all the social platforms. We'll post that at the bottom. You've also done sponsorship before. You've helped me fundraising wise, haven't you? I'm pretty sure you've done sponsorship.
Yeah, I just a lot of sponsorships for like kids sports and with the trivia nights.
Yeah.
You'll probably see lots give baskets out to all kinds of trivia nights.
Yeah. So check them out. Order what you want for this year to try to keep this fall, winter. My brain's like
the teas are really lovely.
All sorts of products. So give it a shot. Thank you guys so much for listening. Please like, share, comment.